Cellucor, and Extend. Use the code Clydesdale to get 20% off at checkout at c4energy.com. On Clydesdale Media, where we bring you the widest array of content here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you're the first to know when new episodes are available. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the 2024 CrossFit Games season, day one. Oh, just kidding. We still got it. We got to close out 2023.
Yeah.
So that's what we're here for. We are back in Ohio.
Not even 24 hours.
I know. Damien, Jody, thanks for jumping in. Damien, your wife, so pleasant. Got to ask, does she work for Born Primitive or does she just volunteer for the games? Throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, Amy and I drove back partway Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God we did, because we hit a time-space continuum yesterday.
I swear.
Slowed everything down like 200%.
That felt like we were in the car all day.
It did. It was awful.
Speaking of, did you make an appointment to get your brakes fixed?
Not yet.
Okay, that's
I'll get that done. I get paid Friday.
This is why you gotta leave at like 4 a.m.
No way. What time did you get home?
Well, go ahead.
12.
Charlie.
Maybe 11:30.
Yeah. Hi, Judy.
Did you did Lisa drive it all, or did you do it all?
No, all me. Like a truck driver.
Same here. Amy offered.
I did offer.
Amy offered.
I didn't fall asleep.
You did not.
Correct.
She worked for BP, but yesterday was her last day.
Oh. So. Yeah, I did not fall asleep in the car when I was coming home to Schweitzer. We listened to several episodes of Smart List podcast.
Yeah, highly recommend the Ryan Reynolds episode.
Yeah,
if you just want to laugh. The other thing we did is we called my wife at like 11 o'clock at night.
Oh,
and she went on a comedy routine that almost had me drive off the side of the road.
This is accurate. I mean, when she gets on a roll, I mean, all you were saying was, listen, we had a goal all week that we were only going to have one acai bowl, and the lines were so crazy. Everybody got their acai bowl. I didn't get mine because the line was too long. So I was kind of complaining about that. And she goes, acai, I just learned how to say Chipotle. Now you're going to want to expect me to learn a new word to say? No way.
She's like, these damn millennials and calling things these weird names. Oh my gosh. At 11 o'clock at night, it just had me in stitches.
It was. We were also probably a little slap happy from the adrenaline highs and drops.
Yeah. Jody, it is the podcast Smartless. Smartless. It's hosted by Sean Hayes, Jason Bateman, and Will Arnett. They started it during the pandemic as a way to kind of connect with each other. It's pretty good. Damien is feeling bloated from consuming so much great content. So that's kind of where I wanted to start, because when you're live at the event, you are clueless. Clueless to all the other content going on, clueless as to what other stuff. You don't even know what's being said about the athletes because you're telling your own story in your head watching the events.
Mm-hmm.
And we were so wiped out at the end of each day. We would eat, do a show, go to sleep. That was it. So it's funny because today I started consuming some of the content just to see what other people were doing. And it's so funny to hear like that Amanda Hari had an interview with BKG and what happened to him.
Yeah.
Like we had no idea. We were just guessing.
Right. I didn't know Ellie Turner was injured. I was like, man, she's really kind of running slow on this. And then I could finally see all the tape on her back. But like seeing things live, you don't get to know what the commentators are saying, other than the people on the floor. But
yeah. And so you're really telling your own narrative as to what you're seeing on the floor and kind of what we wanted to cover each night. And I had no idea what others were doing or any of that stuff. So I did catch some raw butter today. I have to say, like, so when you meet your heroes, it's not always what you think it's going to be, right? And before I got into this line of work or whatever this is,
careful.
I was a huge Buttery Bros fan. I'm not digging on them at all. Please, I'm not going there. But you know, they're there to work, and when you're in the press room, it's very different than what you see kind of on air. Right?
Yeah.
It's very like head down, got to get content out. But when you see what they shoot, their talent of just shooting the action on the floor is so freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
I props to them, because I was watching the workout footage and I was just blown away.
I mean, I think it's fair to say, I mean, obviously, I mean, they are true professionals in this, right? This is a something they have a lot of experience with. They have the eye, the creative content. For people, you know, like myself, you know, like, whoa, this is just a hobby, kind of jumping on here, learning as we're going, you know, that aspect.
Yeah. So Charlie, you came home early. Did you consume anything?
Like,
I mean, I watched it. Yeah, I watched it Saturday, Sunday. So definitely better than the earlier stages of it. The only thing I would say is, and I know it's a important thing for ESPN, but showing the early heats would be better. It just kind of pops in. So ESPN would show like Heat 4 and not 1 through 3. So you have no idea, you know, what happened, how, if somebody won the event in Heat 3, or posted the highest score, what happened? Like when Mertens. Now you could have watched it on.
But if you're just a non-CrossFitter, just, you know, happen to pop on ESPN, you wouldn't know how to follow it.
Correct.
Yeah.
You'd hear, oh, Colton Mertens won the event. And you're like, well, who's he? Where's he at?
Yeah.
And I want to see a guy who's shorter than a log and still jumping over it.
Dude. Not to mention the box get-overs.
Right.
Jeez. Although he is closer to the ground, so his burpees are probably, you know, pretty quick.
Burpees and squats.
Yeah.
Real easy.
Mm-hmm. We also worked with, I would say, Colton Mertens' #1 fan this week, and that'd be Teddy Williams, by far. I mean, the guy gets giddy every time Colton gets on the field. On the floor.
And Teddy's a giddy guy anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So it goes to like ultimate giddy around when he gets some Colton Mertens content.
It's kind of like when I get around Con.
Yeah. And now Ant Haynes.
Yeah.
He's not replacing, though.
He's not replacing.
He's a side piece.
There's a 1 and there's a 2.
He hasn't even moved up to 1A.
And I think it's just very clear that I have a type. And it includes tall, dark, man bun, and an accent. I didn't know. I had no idea. But I do.
I mean, I knew. I don't know why you didn't know.
But I don't. But yeah. And yeah. I met him.
Who's the guy from Mayhem? Who's Australian too. But you don't like him. He has all his 3.
Yeah.
No man bun.
No man bun.
It's not the man. It's
If
he's too clean cut.
Judy Reed says, OMG, Ant Haynes is one of my new faves too. Yeah, I think Ant Haynes made a lot of fans this weekend. And he was And Amy gets a shout out from Justin Kotler.
Hi, Justin.
Yeah, Con is still number one. You can tell him, Justin.
Yep, Con is still number one. But yeah, I mean, I just have this type, but it's fine.
So since Justin's in the chat, dude, your girl, most improved, top 5 finish.
Whew.
You were I did a pre-interview with Justin for the documentary about Alex. He was very bold in saying that the expectations put on her are not too high and that she is able to live up to those. And now I got to do a post with Justin to get some stuff for the doc about how the weekend went. So I'll be texting you, Justin, just so you know. But how did that feel, that a top 5 finish just 2 years into the game, 3 years to the game?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty awesome. And getting to hang out with Jake this weekend was fun. That man loves his wife.
Oh my God.
And you talk about the Buttery Bros. That guy also does great work with the camera.
He does. He does.
Some of his shots were ridiculous.
They were. And he's just learning. Like, he's learning on the fly. So I can't wait to share some of that stuff.
We may got a lot of pictures of some athlete, but I don't know why. It was weird, but
what? Who?
It's fine.
You? Me?
No, him.
Oh, yeah. Jake got a lot of Alex. Yeah, it was weird that he was getting so many of her.
Justin says, nowhere where she's going to be. It's amazing. And she's so humble and so cool. Oh my gosh. So like she came up to the media room in this like not sombrero.
It was a moo-moo.
A moo-moo. Yeah. Okay. Moo-moo. It was a moo-moo, just kind of chilling, no shoes, just hanging out. Like so humble. It's just really cool to see what she's done in such a short amount of time. And Justin's, I know he's stoked for her and stoked for the opportunity. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're learning counting today, Charlie.
I don't know what. Apparently, they're counting us down.
All right.
Let's talk about the event.
Okay.
What do we think about overall test? No swimming involved.
Yeah,
barbell didn't show up until the night of the next to last day. Yep. That was asked in the press conference on Sunday. Dave said he felt it was still a very well-rounded and complete test, and that it doesn't need to be done with a barbell.
Yeah. I thought the programming was fine. Really, I thought there was a couple of things that seemed, I think, were a little bit kind of gimmicky. Like, and I said this on our thing. Like, if the first thing that we're broadcasting on ESPN is the pullovers, it just kind of seems like, I know it's a great gymnastics movement, but it just kind of seems like a silly thing to put on as the first thing that we're broadcasting on ESPN.
Yeah, but people who don't know think butterflies are silly.
Okay. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I remember I was sitting somewhere and a waitress was like, what are they doing? And
yeah.
They were just doing butterfly pull-ups.
Okay.
Damien says sandbag sales will go through the roof.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I love a barbell. I really do. I really honestly didn't notice it. I felt like some of the tests, it seemed very simple at times. Not that it wasn't testing fitness or not that it wasn't well-rounded, but like the row, burpee over box jump, thing. Just, I mean, it was very simple.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it was bad. It just, I'm not sure how it translated to TV.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, I agree. I think it was an overall complete test. I do. And I loved what Adler said at the press conference when we were talking to him about, the lack of barbell. And he said, I love a barbell. And turns out I didn't need it.
Yeah. And Laura echoed, said, same.
Yeah.
I loved Helena. I thought that was a really cool workout. I love when they run out of the arena and back in.
Yeah.
I thought that was super fun. And they did great with the drone coverage on that. Elise says, I truly feel like no matter what was put on ESPN, there would be a group that wouldn't like it.
Sure.
I'm sure you're right. It's an unknown sport. We have to do a better job marketing it before we get to the games. And Justin, I know, has preached this a lot with like the F1 series on Netflix, on the Full Swing show on Netflix, things like that, where you get to know the athletes and the characters in the story, and that's what you care about. So then the things they're doing become almost second to you wanting this person to do well. And then you figure out what the stuff is. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So Eric's got a question here, and I'll answer what I think, but it says, do you think the programming was confined to the ESPN schedule windows? Some of the events seem to have a quick turnarounds. I do not think it was confined to that schedule window, because that deal was signed an hour prior to the individual starting. And I think that is way too late in the game to make those big adjustments about where and when tests will be. There's just so much that goes behind the scenes on setting up events, having the floors, that there's just no way that they can wait till the last minute to make that change.
I think that there is a push from Dave to shorten the days at the CrossFit Games. I think that's why you saw some quick turnarounds. He was restricted in how much he could make changes, but he did as much as he could at that point. And I think that he wanted the days to end earlier. By Saturday, I was ready for the days to end earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, even though
but
I love
in terms of the ESPN coverage, but see, what will happen is they show an event, and then it showed the next event. It's all crammed into a half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be because of the late deal being done. This is how much time we have to put this on ESPN.
So you're talking about the straight ESPN traditional broadcast, not the ESPN Plus full coverage.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I got confused by that on Friday, trying to figure out how to see something. And I was on like the regular ESPN, and I'm like, this event happened like 2 hours ago. What are we?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One good thing. I have a couple. Let's start with some good news.
Yeah.
So Amy and I in the car on the way back, we're talking about people who had sneaky good weekends.
Well, people that we usually start off strong and then kind of fizzle out when their main event is over. But this one person stayed strong the whole week.
So I actually added to my list after we had that discussion, 2 men, 2 women that had sneaky good weekends. But the first person that came to mind was Yonakoski. And Amy and I were talking about that in the car on the way home. Dude finished 6th.
Yes.
That is much higher than he normally finishes. Usually it's a couple endurance events, and then he kind of comes off. This year, 6th place finish. And we were at the same hotel with him last year, and he put his celebration on hard after the games on Sunday. I can't imagine after a 6th place finish how hard they were going Sunday night.
So probably the lack of barbell helped him, is what you're saying.
Hey, you can make that stretch if you want.
I'm pretty sure that is his best, Elise. I think it is.
And then I added to that Dallin Pepper, kind of the opposite end of the spectrum.
Okay.
A 5th place finish. He ends the weekend. He really wasn't up in that top group the whole weekend.
You're right.
And then by the end of it, bam, all of a sudden he's in 5th. And that kid, they're like I've said that a couple times, there's going to be a moment where it all clicks for him and he's going to be great. If he is not,
when we're done with this part to talk about something about with Rookie of the Year. I just don't want to forget. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And then on the women's side, I have Emma Carey. She had some really bad incidents, finishes, whatever you want to call early in the weekend. The pig flip chipper where she couldn't get up and down the rope, some things like that. But she ends the weekend in 8th place.
Mm-hmm.
So great comeback for her. And then Paige Powers, who a lot of analysts were saying coming into this year, while she's improved a lot and that Wadapalooza win was great, she couldn't finish top 10. And
she took 10th.
She took 10th. So top 10 finish for her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can leave out what Katrin did because she's on the back end of her career, I would say, in terms of individual.
I agree. She showed improvement this year for sure. Like, you know, she was up top for a while, and then the years back, she was kind of, you know, you could tell things were different with her as people were progressing. But yeah, she did come back and have a strong showing.
Who was that?
Katrin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another person I thought to mention is Bethany Shadburn, a 15th place finish.
Mm-hmm.
With the back injury all year and a new approach, pretty phenomenal finish. And with the back, she definitely has some pretty major holes with the Ollie lift, and all that, the heavy weight stuff. And she still finished top 15, which is pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So you had something about Rook, unless you guys have another sneaky finish.
No, I was just kind of looking over that. I agree. Like Yona was the big one. Yeah, no, and there was no swimming, and he still won on that first endurance event.
I would say Invictus, because they're up there, but you would expect it to be Nashville or Move Heavy, or, you know, they weren't getting as much talk about as everyone else, and they basically killed it all weekend.
Yeah, it's true. So to my Rookie of the Year question, here's what I was thinking about. So Olivia's been to the games before.
Different category.
It is, but what about some of the other people that we were talking about for Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a beef with the way they pick it. I think you should give it to the top finishing rookie, not a popularity contest. I thought that was very bizarre.
Yeah, because what about Yella Hosta?
Right, Bailey Martin.
Yeah.
I think there was even Shelby finished behind her. Okay. So those were the 4 rookies. I just don't understand why it's a pick. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it should just be known. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for years it was
He was?
He wasn't named it at the awards.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Sorry, Justin. Yes, I agree. And I did ask that question in the press conference. I said last year you guys had a male and a female Rookie of the Year, and this year you only chose one. What led to that decision? And Dave told me that for the past 15 years there was only one, and last year was the odd year out, and so from now on it's just going to be one. So, yeah.
Elise asked about, was it because of her test win, but Yella had a test win as well, I believe.
5K.
So, yeah, it makes no sense to me why it would be voted on. Yella had the best performance of any rookie. He should be rookie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes nothing away from Olivia. Great games.
Yeah.
Great job. She did not finish the best.
Yeah.
So now I'm probably going to do something that's going to piss people off.
Shit.
But it's just to reiterate a reel you put out yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And we talked about this a little bit on our final night at the game show about Roman being named Spirit of the Games because of what he did on the floor, showing the courage and all of that stuff. And I contend that that's just what athletes do, right? Spirit of the Games should be bigger than that. And Amy put out a reel, and I have it paused in the section, so I'm going to share screen real quick. And here we go. Let me try to blow this up a little bit, maybe not. There we go. So this is from 5 nights earlier. 2 Masters athletes who had injured their calves and had to do one-legged double unders in their event. This is just 5 nights before, Masters athletes, and nobody saw it because they were filmed on an iPhone 4 hanging from the rafters.
Right.
So while I think what Roman did was awesome, and that's great, these 50-year-olds are doing the exact same thing.
And to take it further, adaptive athletes are doing that.
Right. So I
But
know
also
Masters
to-
get a lot of love.
Go ahead,
Masters
Charlie.
Oh, go ahead, Charlie.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I mean, the same as even if you kept it in individual, didn't BKG get hurt and still, because Olympic total he did 95 pounds for
Right.
reasons I've never heard of what happened, but
So if you watch Raw Butter, the minimum work requirement was to do 95 pounds.
right.
That's why he did that.
So
Well,
here's
I get that, but I'm saying he still, in a sense, did the same thing. He did what he needed to do as he was hurt to continue to do it.
Yeah. See, there was something when Jamie and I were sitting next to each other, and we read somewhere, I forget what it was, but there was no minimum work requirement. That I don't think he even had a minimum work requirement for that workout, Roman. So
I don't know. I didn't hear anything on the Roman. I did hear BKG say there was on the lift.
Right. But so my question is, why isn't there minimum work requirement on every workout?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
You can go to the Games app and probably wait. No, probably can't.
We're keeping
Probably
it
can't see it on the Games app.
We're staying positive.
Yeah.
I do
That's
have
for
a couple
your
negatives.
Suggestions, or was it feedback instead of negatives? What do you want to reframe that?
Well, one was this, like Masters love, like those 50-year-old Masters athletes doing single leg double unders did the exact same thing Roman did and got no love for it at all.
Yeah.
They deserve to have the love.
Yep.
My second thing is, and this may be me, and I want Amy to correct me if I'm wrong.
No problem.
Not me.
Because Amy's in a certain situation. So aerial podiums, and my God, how many times do we have to say she's the fittest mom? I get it. She's the fittest mom. She is a freaking podium winner. She does not need a condition added to that. She is freaking fit.
I agree. And why aren't they saying to Patrick Vellner, oh, you're one of the fittest dads?
It just, why do we need that clarification added on or that criteria added on?
Charlie's churning. Charlie is churning. I can't wait to hear what's going to come out of his mouth.
Oh.
And she's the fittest American. Good point, Damien.
Yeah. And something that did bother me. I get it. I know that I have strong feelings about certain things. But I remember like being in for the final event, the So they do the first heat of the men's, right? Then they roll out all their barbells, bring in the women's barbells. They do both of the women's barbells, right? Both heats. Then they roll those out and they bring the men's back in, and the male announcer on the floor makes a huge thing that says, and now we're ready, what you've all been waiting for, the final event.
The main event.
The main event, which is the men's final. And I remember having a visceral reaction, like, wow, like, oh, okay. What about the women? Like, why isn't it for the women? Yes, I have strong feelings a lot.
I mean, it is harder to be a mom and be able to do that level of.
I get it, and it's okay to mention it once, but it's every time they introduce her, it's Fittest Mom. Well, she's a Fittest American Woman this year. She's the fittest. She's a podium winner amongst the world. Like, stop putting clarifications on it. Let her have her day. And I know she's proud to be a mom. Like we're good friends, and I know she's proud of being a mom, but let her also be an amazing athlete that did an incredible thing.
Yeah.
I want to go back and talk to Judy about this comment. Yes, Roman could have sat out and watched the double under event, but still chose to compete and complete as much as possible. I get you that. But these men in the 50 plus did it as well, and they got no fanfare. I just don't think that gets you spirit of the games. Spirit of the games should be bigger than that. It just should be bigger. That's all.
It shouldn't be just about your performance, is what you're saying.
Right.
Round
or because you battled through.
Yeah, I think it's a year-round like collection of your behaviors, and like Sam Briggs, like when she won it, like going around constantly celebrating other athletes, talking to athletes, like it's what we don't see. I think maybe it's something that should be voted on by their peers, by their other competitors.
Basically, everything Noah does that everyone hates that he does.
But
at least he's asking, do we know if it's passed on? And I don't know. And that's why I'm kind of avoiding the question, is I really don't know the answer. I know at one point, Nicole Carroll was the kind of the overseer of that award. And I don't know if that has changed over time or not. So I don't want to place on one person if that's not where it's should be thrown at. I don't think it's ever been passed on from like the previous athlete picks the next athlete. When that was being mentioned about in the chats this year, I had never ever heard that before. I don't believe it can be given to a masters or adaptive athlete.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There was a year Becca Voigt won it, and she may have been a masters athlete at that point. I don't know though. I'd have to go back and see.
Mm-hmm.
Aha said that main event thing grinded their gears as well.
Yep. Good. Glad to hear. I wasn't the only one.
So anyway,
I would have sent a passive aggressive email to the announcer, but I'll just say it on this podcast and stuff.
Yeah, I think as many people are there to watch the women as are to watch the men, and it's one of the few sports where that is actually the case.
I agree.
And there's no need to say one is a main event over the other. I think it's just there's an event, it's going on, the finals are happening. You don't need to do all that. So
yeah. So who worked out today?
not me.
Well, when are you going to work out?
Tomorrow.
That's good.
Oh, that was always the plan.
Good. Well, Charlie and I got to do handstand walks for our workout today. And what
did you get to do them in the same lane together and get to run into each other?
No, because I had to do it the hour after his. But I did try to suggest to some people that they do a handstand walk into 4 unbroken freestanding handstand push-ups. Unbroken.
Wow.
If not, go back to the line.
Nobody took me seriously.
Damien said Helen was programmed today. You know what's a funny story, Damien, is in Madison, Jamie went to different gyms. Every gym she went to before the competition started, Helen was programmed. So she started calling ahead to make sure Helen wasn't on tap before she went. Mark Moss is in the chat, creator of Uplift. Their WOD is on 9/2, Labor Day weekend. And I already ordered my shirt, Mark. I'm ready.
Tell us more about it.
I have to do a wait. So we had Mark on the Thursday night show. Uplift is a suicide prevention awareness event. Mark lost his grandfather to suicide. And he created Uplift to make people aware of what suicide does to the people left behind. And so the WOD comes out on 9/2, and it's a big community thing. A lot of gyms are joining in on it. I don't know the WOD. I'm sorry, Mark, if it's out there. We've just been buried under game stuff, but we'll get some stuff posted out there for it before we get there. And it's just like a big community WOD on 9/2. So I have a wedding that day, so I'll do it before I go to the wedding.
WOD is out now. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to post this up here because I want to address this too. So saying, Kat says, I'm going to say something worse. Why praise him for working out for being hurt? I don't think it's good to teach young people for all of us to work out while hurt. Go cheer everyone on. So actually, Jamie and I, again, we're watching this and we were saying, why is he continuing? He should stop. Like, we felt like, and there was a point when Roman said, can I stop? Can I stop? And like, nobody said anything and he kept going. And that was when we were like, he needs to stop. So I do agree with that statement. Like, certainly I get it. Like that when he was saying, hey, he's got grit, he continued through, he wanted to show his son he's a hero. But I also don't think there's anything wrong with saying, I'm hurt, I need to sit this one out. Oh, Charlie, here we go. What's that?
Not.
Say it. You can disagree with me.
I do disagree.
Okay.
Because you've worked all year, your life, to be in a position to be the best in what you're doing.
Okay.
And sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to be the best. Now, I mean, it's the same as when Julie Fouché broke her foot or leg or arm or whatever, or not her arm, but whatever it was, and she still did her handstands.
Yeah.
And it's $300,000 on the line. Like, you're not just gonna be like, all right, well, sorry, this sucks, but you gotta at least try.
That would be my point as well. This is a professional sport. You're talking, if he took third, that's $85,000.
Mm-hmm.
That is a year's salary for most people, right? And to go out there and finish and be able to collect that prize money probably means a lot to Roman and his family.
Okay.
And I understand the point of, it's not a great example to do that hurt for kids, but it's also a professional sport where they're earning money for a living. And I've gone to work sick. I've gone to work hurt to get my paycheck. And I think that's what these athletes are doing.
I mean, I can hear both of those points. I mean, I do.
So I pulled up the Uplift WOD.
Okay, we'll see it.
Graham.
And what Andrew said is correct too. They can someone could have said, listen, we don't recommend with what's going on that he should be doing that.
Yeah, and I'm going to reach out to Dr. Rocket and see if we can get him on to talk about how it works in the back when all of that goes down.
I mean, you think about, we talked about quarterback the other day with Patrick Mahomes. He had a high ankle sprain. He's like, I'm just not coming out. I mean, I'm trying to make $500 million.
So, Mark, if you're still in the chat, this says level 4. Is that the name? Or are there different levels? Okay. So, okay, I'll look for the others. So level 4 rounds for max reps, minute 1 to 2. Partner 1, 10 burpee box jump over. Partner 2, 20, 16 calorie row. Then flip that, minutes 3 and 4. 3 through 4 combined 200 double unders. Max rep thrusters. Must complete jump rope first. Both partners may work on double unders at the same time. Minute 5, rest once 4 rounds are complete.
Nailed
Then 20 through 30 max clean.
20 max to, I get this, minute 20 to 30, find your max clean. All right, power or squat. Got it. Okay.
Okay.
I like partner WODs. I like rest. Also,
there's level 3. Looks like it's a little bit easier. Maybe harder. Let me see. Easier. And then we go to level 2. We go down
easier. We can just say less reps. Fewer number.
We'll go to my level. And there we go. Minutes 1 and 2. The 4 burpee box jump overs, 12 and 9 calorie row, then flip it. Combine 70 double unders or 100 singles. Max rep thrusters, 75, 55. Must complete the jump rope first and then rest. Nailed it again. And then once the 4 rounds are complete, then 20 to 30 minutes max clean, power, or squat. So this is like a fight gone bad. Minutes 1 through 5, you're going through this kind of like a fight gone bad style. And then when that's complete, then you find your max clean. Yeah. Did I do okay on that, Mark?
Hey, Kenneth, I saw what you said there about his body, his choice. I'm glad to hear you say that. I say that all the time. It's true, isn't it?
All right, Damien, let's go. You can be partner 2.
Well, what else do we got? You're going to work out tomorrow. You're going to get the brakes fixed on your car.
Sure.
Yeah, you are.
I won't be able to stand that sound.
Yeah.
It is it's crazy that it happened on the trip to Madison.
It's not crazy. It seems about just right.
That car just is cursed. Thank God it's never going back to Madison.
That's true. It's never going back. I heard another rumor today at the gym. Somebody was spreading about where the games is going to be.
Yeah, I heard 2 more.
Texas is what I heard, and I said, no, I don't think so. What did you hear?
Fort Worth.
Oh, you did.
I heard Fort Worth, and then I heard
Birmingham.
No.
I heard Birmingham.
You did?
Yeah.
I heard somewhere in Tennessee.
I would like that. Tennessee. I'm good for it. Was Fouché there? I think she was, but I didn't actually get to see her.
So early in the week when I was going through Vendor Village, I heard her name being announced as one of the presenters at the community thing in the middle of Vendor Village.
I don't think it'd be Nashville. It'd probably be Knoxville.
Yeah. But I think, you know what I think? That Columbus, Ohio would be a great option.
I do too,
That ain't gonna happen.
but it won't happen because we want it to.
Yeah.
If it's here, though, parties at our houses.
Ours, as in you and Amy's?
No. I'm going to call Lisa. She's going to cater it.
Shit.
I'm just saying it would be beneficial because, I mean, Rogue is here. Less for them to travel, bring their equipment.
That's about it. They also have a place at Austin, too.
Well, fine.
Yeah, but that Austin, there's no. Columbus has the baseball stadium, the soccer stadium, and the hockey arena. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Clydesdale's here. All the coverage.
Yeah. Damien, I did not drop $500. Are you kidding me? I'm about to pay for 2 kids in college. No way. Can't be dropping $500. I did buy 2 things: a NOBULL CrossFit Games t-shirt and a NOBULL CrossFit Games patch for my bag.
Yeah. I bought nothing at Vendor Village.
Mm-hmm.
I got some Paper Street coffee. Gabe was gracious enough to give it to me and give me a little caffeine for the day. And that's cool and again, nothing that's going on until like Saturday. I walked in there and found out that he is partnering now with Good Dudes Coffee.
Yeah. I knew that Thursday night, but apparently you missed that memo.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody else when that must have been brought up.
Yeah.
So, well, let's finish the show with this. We kind of did it Sunday. What was your highlight from the games week? And don't say meeting Con again for the 900th time.
Okay, I'll think of something else. So you guys go first. Okay, I'll go first. Seeing Chandler back in action and seeing him, like, he just, like, the last time he was at semifinals where he was really struggling, it just didn't seem like Chandler, and it feels like Chandler was back, like fully back. And so I thought that was exciting to watch him.
I would say seeing an actual battle in both sides, men and women, and not it just being a foregone conclusion of, oh, it's day 2 and it's already over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Never, Daniel. Sorry. I won't even say it.
You people. Anyway, I will say to see 2 really good friends of the show on the podium was really, really emotional for me. When we started this thing 3.5 years ago, never thought that we would be tight with Jeff Adler and Caroline Lambre, as well as Ariel Owen and her husband Dylan. And to get to see them both podium this year.
That was very cool.
So, like, I have goosebumps right now that happened. And then I got to run into Dylan in the tunnel after Ariel was announced as a podium winner, and to get to see the raw emotion and exhaustion and all of that on him. And that was just super cool.
Did you do a handshake with him? Like, Dylan.
We actually hugged. We hugged it out.
Come on. You should have done the Predator hug.
Nah, man, it was too emotional.
Yeah, but I don't think you cried. I thought you said you were going to cry, and I didn't see any tears this time.
You didn't see tears on me this year?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I cried like a baby like 5 times.
Okay, well, I didn't see him. I know. He cries more than I do.
Yeah.
Sensitive Scott.
It was the most fun I've ever had at the CrossFit Games.
I agree. It's been my favorite.
And I think what was cool about it is, like, we all kind of had our roles, and we all kind of just went and did them, and it was just really seamless. And to have Jess and Teddy and Jake shooting for us and not have to worry about it. So what we shot was just fun stuff to be able to put on IG, getting reels out, all that kind of stuff. that whole thing made me emotional. And yeah, it was awesome.
It was.
Did it have a different feel with Dave being back? It had a different feel. I don't know if we can say it was because Dave was back.
Yeah.
The press conference had a huge difference in feel with Dave at the press conferences as opposed to Justin Berg and Adrian Bosman.
Mm-hmm. In fact, Adrian wasn't at any of the press conferences.
He was not. And the press conferences were all business when Dave is there. There is no little announcement about how the day went or anything. It just is open it for questions and let's go.
Yeah.
What I loved about it from our perspective is our style of questioning works very well with Dave.
Yes.
When you ask an open-ended question to him and you don't try to pin him in a corner, he will give you gold. And that was fun.
Don't give the secrets away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody else shows up for the press conferences, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Yep.
Says, seen several of your Caroline and Jeff interviews and now winning. The fact that I knew them more through you sure added some extra. So thank you for that prep and all your hard and extensive work. Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They are.
And he called it on this show. He was going to podium.
He did. He called a shot and he did it. And I actually was giving him kudos that he called a shot. And in the press conference, he's like, but I only called podium.
Yes. He corrected you, and that was fair.
Well, I never said he called more than podium. I just said you called your shot and you completed your mission, which is exactly what he did.
He did.
Did I get my WOD zombie card signed? Kenneth, here's the problem. I forget to grab them every single event. They're still in the case right there. Never moved.
Yep.
Yep, that's what the press conferences were like, and we will be at every one. That's what our job is there, to be the press, to do that. So, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah,
it was a fun week. Got to hang out with Amy. Charlie was there for most of the week. Got to go to a party for the first time at the games. I got to swing a golf club. Not well, but I swung it. But at least I tried. The other two people in here didn't.
I didn't. It would have been a bad situation if I would have. I'm telling you, no way. No way.
I hit some weak ground balls to third base.
I didn't want to bring the attention over.
Charlie's wife, though, was giving it her all.
Yeah. We'll just yeah.
The one fun part about that is, if you guys have ever been to those bars with all the golf simulators and they have all the games on it, they actually have a quarterback one on there now. And watching Australians try to throw an American football is hilarious. Hilarious.
Yeah. All right, folks.
Well, with that,
thanks for coming. Scott, you're muted.
See you live.
There we go.
Nope.
What are you trying to do, Scott? Bye-bye.
Right, well, with that,
we'll see you next time on Clydesdale Media Roundtable. Bye.